Hello, welcome. So I've got a bit of a different one for you today. Today we're going to be looking at r/ChoosingBeggars. I love ChoosingBeggars. I used to go and have a little nosy through that Reddit feed so often, and then I forgot about it for a bit. I think I got too obsessed with Best of Redditor updates and Am I the Butthole? So yeah, we're going to have a little dip in there today. How's that sound? If that does sound like something you'd be interested in listening to today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Okay, first post. Client wants a refined chef-led dining experience with multiple courses and professional service, but doesn't want to pay the price. Had some bozo big shot exec type send an inquiry into us requesting a refined chef-led dining experience with multiple courses and professional service, and absolutely balk at the more than fair price given for such a service. So we have the first email from said exec guy. Hello, blank team. I am hosting a private business dinner for 12 guests at my home in Beggarsville on the 12th of I want to pay nothing for your services. We are looking for a refined chef-led dining experience with multiple courses and professional service. Oh, they actually said that? Okay. Could you please share sample menu options, availability, and a quote for an elegant plated dinner with full in-home service, chef, staff, cleanup included? We're open to suggestions for seasonal upscale menu featuring premium proteins and wine pairing potential. There's a lot of peas. Thank you, Chad, account manager at Beggars Incorporated. I'm going to assume that that was not the name of the business. So, the exact service quoted for the beggar in question at about $200 per head, all included, plus travel costs, which is a better price than you'd pay in any restaurant in a major city that has food in the same ballpark of quality as ours. I mean, yeah, if you're wanting the company to provide the plates, a dinner service to set it up, to bring it to your own home, to do like fine dining with, fine wines, it's expensive, yes, but for that kind of service, it also seems very reasonable. So then the OP says he's even given 3 well put together menus and wine pairings. We get this back. Hello. Going to pass. Your prices are terrible and no one would ever pay that. Chad at Beggars Incorporated. All right, Chad, come on now. Either you want classy fine dining or you don't, mate. Which one is it? OP says classy. Now, this on its own wouldn't be worthy of this sub, but the guy came back looking for a cheaper option after insulting us and saying in no uncertain words our service isn't worth the price we charge for it. He of course waits until he needs service within the same week, and thus is told that there is a 10% rush fee for any catering done without 2 weeks' notice to make up for us having to shuffle staff schedules and get ingredients out of the regular delivery. So then Chad, dear old Chad, says hello again. I wanted to revisit our earlier discussion regarding catering for our upcoming team dinner. We're now leaning towards the delivery option as a potential fit and wanted to explore that a bit further. Would you be able to share a few sample menus options that would work well for a group of around 8 people? I reviewed your service packages below, and the drop-off setup seems ideal for what we're looking for. Hold on a minute. Where have 4 people gone? Is Chad about to ration out this food? Hot food delivered in disposable liners or that looks like it says chafing trays, and I'm assuming that is not right, but it's quite hard to read as it's very pixelated. Catering trays, I don't know. Optional disposable dinnerware and setup. We'd like to get a sense of menu variety and overall cost before confirming. Thanks again for your time and flexibility. Really appreciate it. Best regards, Chad, the beggiest beggar at Beggars Inc. Not wanting to waste time on a guy who's intent on wasting ours, he's told to go browse the prices online. Well, apparently he doesn't like being told to quote himself and thinks our prices are still too much. Chad then says, pass, I only want to spend the price of the minimum order, but everything I want and your stupid rush fee make it too expensive. Chad at Beggars Incorporated. Chad, have you heard of a la McDonald's? To be honest, it's bloody nice. I won't lie. I do love me a bit of a Mackie D's, to be fair. I haven't had one in ages, and it makes me want to cry. We clap back with this. We find it unfortunate that you do not see the value in our services, but the chef would like to suggest a few options that might better meet your budgetary needs. We wish you all the best with your event. Regard, you Cuscas. I nailed it. Catering company. The links are all to some of the worst but cheapest fast food catering options around. Like, there's nothing wrong with nice, cheap food. Honestly, I am a fast food connoisseur. I love me a bit of fast food. I don't get to eat it often because I live in the middle of friggin' nowhere. There's nowhere that delivers to me other than the one local Chinese that delivers. But I do love me some fast food, and there's nothing wrong with it. But it's like, this dude is asking for flipping fine dining, elegant, and, you know, proper, like, bougie, basically, but doesn't want to pay. And I'm very baffled. Just get some fast food. Get some sandwiches. Get a caterer to make you up some really nice sandwiches. It'd probably be within budget then. Everyone loves a good sarnie, you know? Like, stop being a poo tube, Chad. So, down in the comments, Solid Gold Rocket Pants says, I love that they went from elegant plated dinner for 12 to disposable dinnerware for 8. Chad's not doing too well with this account. And then Kent556 says, for drop-off too. Should have just sent him a link to the Uber Eats app. And then B-roamed, posh premium proteins paired with potable plonk potential. That was fun to say. Next post, local restaurant who gives free meals to struggling people, choosing beggars demanding ribs and brisket. Choosing beggars ruin it for everyone. This is a post from a local restaurant that gives free meals to struggling families. This is why we can't do nice things. This one hurts to write. We've poured our hearts, time, and money into feeding people who need it. No questions asked. The community has stepped up big, and the attention we've gotten, even nationally, has helped shine a light on hunger right here at home. We never did it for cameras or headlines. We did it because it's the right thing to do. But that same spotlight opened the door for the ugly side of things. We've had people come in demanding ribs, large platters, and only the expensive cuts. We've been yelled at, called disgusting, disgraceful, and even asked to hand over thousands of dollars. What? I can take a lot, but when my employees who show up every day and give their all start getting treated like they're worthless for trying to help others, that's where I draw the line. These meals are meant to help people who are truly in need, not those who turn their nose up because it's not ribs or brisket. If you're being picky about free food meant to feed your family, maybe it's time to ask yourself why. Starting now, we'll be asking for an EBT card or government federal ID for free meals. Is an EBT like a benefit card or something? I don't know what that is. If you don't have one but truly need help, talk to a manager. They have full authority to make that call. And just to be clear, these free meals have always been simple. Sandwiches or whatever meals we've whipped up from what we have on hand. Nothing fancy, just good food from good people who care. It's so sad when a company who really is just trying to feed people who are hungry and are struggling is not able to do that because there are entitled people who clearly aren't in need, because anyone who is truly in need would not be going in there kicking off wanting ribs and brisket and asking to hand over thousands of dollars. They would take the food and be grateful, like a lot of the families who actually are struggling, and I see videos of it and they take it and they're so grateful. And it's so sad they even need to rely on that. It's disgusting that in this day and age, people are having to rely on that. We have the resources across the world for all of us to be able to survive. But that's a whole bigger story that we could go into and I could get on a soapbox about right here, right now, and I will not bore you with that, but I could. But, you know, and then you have selfish people who just want to get a sneaky free meal and don't need it. They don't need the help. and they ruin it for everyone else. And then they cause this negative view of the people who actually do need the help, of the people who are on low income, on benefits or things like that. And then people view them badly because of the way the ones who don't actually need the help behave, you know? But yeah, it's so sad what's going on at the minute. I don't really go on social media a lot anymore because it's so friggin' depressing. But I have seen a few things about, obviously, with there being the government shutdown or whatever that is over in the US. I don't fully understand what all of it means, because if I look too far into it, I get very anxious, and I don't know why, because I don't even live in the US, but things like that make me very anxious, so I don't go too far into it. But I know that a lot of people's benefits who they rely on to feed them, their families and themselves, have been stopped. And the amount of companies and restaurants that I've seen sharing videos and being like, you know, we will come and show your card, your benefits card, whatever it is, and we will give you food. And I think that's so nice. And if anybody knows who lives in the US and knows of places that are doing that to help people, drop it in the comments, because who knows who might watch this video, read the comments and be looking for some help, and they might find something in their area or a wider chain company across the US that's helping, that could drop those ideas, because obviously I wouldn't know where to start looking. I wouldn't have a clue. But if any of you guys do and you know of places that will help, drop it in the comments, because who knows who might see it who really needs the help. They then go on to say, once the shutdown ends, we'll keep doing what we've always done, feeding folks who need it. But for now, we're setting some boundaries to protect our team and make sure that we can keep doing good for the people who truly need it. Thanks for understanding and continuing to support our barbecue family. The fact that they even have to ask for the card or proof shows that there have been people taking advantage of them, and that's truly sad. When you're in need, I'm not saying you should accept anything, but accept something reasonable to keep you and your family fed. I love a good barbecue sandwich, by the way. Yeah, exactly. And anyone who's truly in need really would. They really would. Like, the people who are acting entitled are not the people who are truly in need. I guarantee it. I know there are some people who will still try it even if they are truly in need, but that there is not a high percentage of them that would be like that. I just know it. And then Bad Chef Razi says, I wouldn't even question if rich entitled arseholes were sneaking their way in to get free food by posing as people who need help. Exactly. They absolutely should be asking to see the cards. Yeah, and then that means that the resources are going exactly where they're needed to then as well. Next post, can you do it for free? God will bless you. Oh no, not one of these. I do small photography gigs on weekends, birthdays, baby showers, graduations, just a side hustle. Last week, a woman from my church asked if I could cover her daughter's birthday party. I said sure. I sent her my very normal rate, $150 for 3 hours plus edited photos. That's pretty reasonable, to be fair. Immediately, she replies, I thought you could just do it for free. We're all Christians. God will reward you in heaven. I told her that I don't work for heaven points and I still have bills here on earth. She then said, but it's just taking pictures. My cousin said her friend can do it for $20. What, on an iPhone with a shaky hand? You're not even that good. Aha. And then comes the insults. It's funny, they were good enough before. So I said she should go with her cousin's friend for $20. That's a great deal. She said she had her reasons for coming to me. I just ignored her and went about my day. That same evening, she comments something on the church group about how some people only care about money. God sees our hearts. Yes, and you think you're getting in love? I disagree. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to pay rent like a normal human. So down in the comments, Rhymes with Lasagna says, I love lasagna. It's one of my faves. Quotes Bible verses, I guess. I don't know, I'm not really familiar with Bible verses. Saying 1 Timothy 5:18 says, the labourer deserves his wage. Deuteronomy 24:15 says, give them their wages each day before sunset, because they are poor and are counting on it. Otherwise, they may cry out against you to the Lord, and you will be guilty of sin. Romans 4:4 says, now to the one who works, his pay is not credited as a gift, but as an obligation. And then Matthew 10:10 says, the worker is worth his keep. And then the commenter says, God clearly says to pay people for their work. Yeah, apparently he does. I'm glad to see God is for workers' rights. And then MS Sam says, great quotes to keep. Yeah, literally. For the next Christian that tries to use their religion to batter you into doing something for free, slap one on their forehead on a post-it note. There you go. Just a little reminder for you, love. You seem to have forgotten your doctrine. Oh my god, I'm still so nasally. I keep having to take sniffle breaks. It's that time of year. This morning I woke up, sneezed and pulled the top of my back. Help. So, next post, we'll only accept fresh caught fish, not store-bought. Hello friends in the community, I need a food delivery today. My refrigerator got fried during the power outage, plus power surges. All my food went to waste as it was unthawed and warmish due to 23 hours of it not working. If anyone has anything like this, it would be greatly appreciated as it was 80 degrees in my apartment. I had my fire going, lots of exclamation marks. Could have done with a few of those throughout this to make it a little easier to read, but okie dokie, not even a full stop. So all my meats listed got ruined, at least $60 worth of food lost. I need number 1. Eggs. Number 2, ground beef. Number 3, chicken. Number 4, ground sausage. Number 5, bacon. Number 6, fresh caught fish, not from the store though. Oh yeah, hello internet stranger. Yes, I'll just throw me old rod over my shoulder and just go do a little bit of fishing for you. I'll be back in 2 days, don't you worry. 7, milk. 8, lunch meat. And if y'all got anything else you want to throw in, I also need cereal, breakfast bars, or any other snacks for morning lows, blood sugar wise. And bread. Of course, we need bread. Also, eggs. I mean, that's probably the $60, half of that $60, isn't it really? Because, like, why are they so expensive across the pond? It's crazy. I saw a post the other day and it was like someone's like sharing how much eggs were in one of your stores. Are they getting them from dinosaurs? Like, what's going on? Is there a golden chicken? I'm confused. And then the OP says, claims to have lost $60 worth of food to a power outage, but wants at least 100 plus in groceries. Sounds about right, doesn't it really? Editing void on the crap mic because I forgot to read the comments. So, the person on the screen that I can't read because it's too small says, and exactly how did the power outage ruin her cereal and breakfast bars? Good point. And then Matt S1984 says, right, I mean, honestly, the eggs are fine too. And then I can't read that one either because it looks too blurry now, says, if all that meat had been in the freezer, frozen hard, and she didn't open it, it would have been fine for up to 48 hours. Yeah, exactly. Leave the freezer closed when there is power outages and it will be okay. It is all frozen frickin' solid. It will be fine. I think someone is trying to pull a little bit of a fast one. Next post, and we have an actual choosing beggar. A homeless lady asked me this weekend to buy her a sandwich and a Mountain Dew inside the grocery store. She didn't ask for money, and I thought it was a reasonable request for someone in need, so I went in and bought her a sandwich and a Mountain Dew. After I gave it to her outside, she said she changed her mind on the soda and told me to go inside and get her a Dr. Pepper as well, because she preferred that over Mountain Dew. Then why did you ask for a Mountain Dew? Literally in a demanding tone of voice. Of course I didn't, but ranting because it was an upsetting experience. Trying to be nice to people struggling, but get this response. Yeah, that would annoy me a little bit too, because it's like, you're saying you prefer the Dr. Pepper. You asked for the Mountain Dew, so you clearly like Mountain Dew. Just take the damn Mountain Dew. And then down in the comments, someone shares their own experience. So Bad Bandit in 1970 says, we have a beggar that makes the rounds of the gas stations, grabs a bunch of stuff, whines when she doesn't have enough to cover her bill, and then expects people to either pay for her or for us to give it to her for free. Last time she had 3 monsters, 2 Mike and Ikes, and 3 deli sandwiches. She had $3 and some odd change on her. Co-worker told her that she could get the Mike and Ikes, they were 2 for 1, but not the rest. She whined. She even stamped her foot and pouted. Co-worker said that he could scan out one of the deli sandwiches and let her have it. That wasn't good enough. She needed her monsters. So co-worker rescinded his offer and told her to shoo. She was holding up the line. She kept whining and even started begging people in the line to pay for her. I told her that she had 5 seconds to get off the property or we'd be calling the cops. She huffed out the door, loudly complaining about society and how nobody cares. An officer did come in later during the shift. We asked him if he knew anything about her. Oh yeah, she got trespass warrants at about 4 to 5 different stations and 1 bar. Last one, the bar, she was table hopping, asking patrons to buy her a burger and a beer. Now I know what table hopping means. I know she was just walking from table to table, but did anyone else get the imagery, the mental imagery of like this lady just bouncing off of people's tables like, buy me a burger? Because I did. I mean, we're not buttholes. We've covered the odd shortage for someone, or gave them a freebie on a fountain beverage or donut, but we are not an NPO, non-profit organisation, is that? Nor are we a food bank. Yeah, fair enough. And at the end of the day, for like gas stations or garages, as we call them here, they're usually run by big firms and chain companies. So if you start giving food away, it's the employees that get in trouble, isn't it? Next post says, Nextdoor app is ChoosingBeggars Central. Now, I've never used the Nextdoor app and I don't believe it's very popular in the UK, to be honest. Maybe in the more like built up areas of the UK, like, I don't know, London or places maybe, but round in us rural areas, we really don't use this sort of stuff. But I have heard of it and I know it's kind of like an app that is essentially like a community Facebook group. From what I understand. So I imagine a lot goes down because I know the community Facebook groups are a hoot and a half sometimes. So someone posted in there saying, hello neighbours, I am throwing my daughter a baby shower and I'm looking for some service done preferably by high schoolers that does it on a volunteer level, aka free, and I'll tip them after. I need a DJ that has his own music set up, a singer that is able to sing 2 songs of our choosing, a mixologist that has his own movable bar and can make tasty non-alcoholic drinks. What high schooler is going to be a mixologist? Because yes, you might not want alcoholic drinks, but most mixologists train in how to make alcoholic drinks, something of which a high schooler is not allowed to do. 2 waitresses to serve, a beginner chef that can prepare a meal for 25 people, food provided, and a photographer to take pictures of the event and video and knows how to edit. I will need these services for 4 hours in Atlanta on the 25th of October, 2 to 6 p.m. Okay, so this is in America as well, where the drinking age is 21, the legal drinking age. No high schooler is going to be able to provide you mixology skills with their own movable bar. They're not even old enough to sniff a drink. All services can be used in your personal portfolios and as work experience. Please DM me if interested. Thank you. And then somebody, which I'm sure they said this in a rather baffled tone, comments saying, for free. That is a wild list of requests. The bit that gets me is a beginner chef and the mixologist. But the kicker really is a beginner chef of high school age who is able to provide food for free for 25 people. What kind of extracurricular pharmaceuticals is this person on? So down in the comments, new username is dumb says, a high school student who is a bartender with their own mobile bar looking to volunteer his or her services for 4 hours. They are going to be fighting each other for a chance at this opportunity. Their mixology portfolio is going to be so good after this event. And then Holden Paynen says, how about the chef that needs to provide for 20 plus people, food included? Here I am imagining this MFer getting super expensive ingredients and expecting them to know how to make it. Also, I was a bartender for 4 years, and the vast majority of bartenders aren't mixologists. That's why flair tenders get paid so effing much in Vegas. Okay, I think that's all we've got time for today. I feel like I've been very hyper today. I'm very excited and apprehensive. I've applied to the council down by where all my family lives. So I live a few counties away from my family and from where I'm originally from. And I just feel like now is the time that I should probably move back, go back to where family are, you know? So yeah, and I'm very like, it's a scary thought to up and move, but I really don't have anyone down here, or like my friend told me they're moving away and stuff like that. So it's just like, I feel like now's the time, but it's got me on edge, but also very excited. I don't know how I feel about it right now. But it's going to take, oh God, it'll probably take a good couple years to actually get a place. But yeah, it's very exciting and anxiety inducing. So if I do seem all over the place, that is why. Anyway, if you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give me a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Coven of Void. Welcome. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.